Dear students, now I am going to discuss about immunoglobulins classification, antigen and antibody reaction. So in the last video we have discussed about the immunoglobulin G, its structure and functions in detail. Now let us study more about the other immunoglobulins or antibodies that is present in the body fluids. Immunoglobulins or antibodies are produced by plasma cells in response to an antigen or immunogen. All immunoglobulins are glycoproteins can able to bring specific immune responses by recognizing binding to a specific antigens. You know already what exactly specific immune responses. It is either by the production of antibodies or else initiating the cell mediated immune responses by the T cells. All immunoglobulins can do this. All immunoglobulins have a common basic structure of 4 polypeptide chains. We have studied in detail about the immunoglobulin G in my last video. So it is the same architecture you will find with the other immunoglobulins also. They have 4 polypeptide chains, 2 identical heavy chain. You know that it is about the 400 and odd amino acids in this. Then 2 there is a light chains, 2 identical light chains. So these light chains are non-glycosylated without the attachment of the oligosaccharides. So these light chain, it is about 220 amino acids length. The heavy chain, this one, it is attached to they are glycosylation, that is you can see this is the oligosaccharides are attached to this. So there is a disulfide bond you will able to see, that is between they join the 2 heavy chains and also between the light chain and the heavy chain. Each polypeptide is composed of there is a variable domain and constant domain. So this is the variable domain of heavy chain and this is the constant domain. So this is all this we have studied. So this antibody specifically bind with the antigen. This also we have studied. So immunoglobulins, they have 2 heavy chains and 2 light chains. Heavy chain has 1 variable domain. So you will find this is the variable domain, VH it is called, variable domain of heavy chain, and 3 to 4 multiple heavy chain constant domains. There are, you will able to see there are, this is IgG, you will see the constant domain 1, constant domain 2, 3, CH1, CH2, CH3, constant domain of a heavy chain 1, like that, you know. So there is a, you will see this will vary with other immunoglobulins. In IgG you will find 3, in some other you may find 4. So you will find 3 to 4 multiple heavy chain constant domains are numbered from the amino terminal to the carboxy terminal. So from here to here carboxy terminal, they are CH1, CH2, CH3, CH4, so on. Immunoglobulins are 5 types. IgG we have studied already, that is the common one. 75% of circulating antibodies are of, or immunoglobulins are of IgG. There are IgM, IgA, IgD, IgE. These are isotypes. These immunoglobulin isotypes are classified based on the type of heavy chain constant region, C domain. Depending on this C domain structure, these are classified into IgG, IgM, IgA, IgD and IgE. So, heavy chain constant domains determines the functional properties of this antibody. So, they have a functional specificity of these different immunoglobulins are because of these heavy chain constant domains. Okay. All antibodies or immunoglobulins IgG, IgM, IgA, IgD, IgE are all constructed in the same pattern, same way, and from the paired heavy chain and light polypeptide chain. So, all these having the basic organization what you have studied in the last video in detail about IgG, the same you will find the heavy chain and light chain. They are held by the disulfide bond between the two heavy chain. There is a disulfide and there is a hinge region, antibody recognition site. There is a the fragment antigen binding fragment, the Fc fragment which is crystallizable fragment. All these so the same thing you will find in other molecules also. They are on this basic pattern. There are 5 immunoglobulin classes or isotypes of or antibody molecules circulating in the serum. So, all these are IgG, IgM, IgA, IgE and IgD are distinguished because of their heavy chain. They contain IgG molecule possess heavy chain known as alpha chain. IgM contains heavy chain, it is called the mu chain. IgA alpha chain, IgE it is epsilon, IgD delta chain. So, all these D stands for delta, IgE stands for epsilon, A stands for alpha, then IgG, G stands for gamma. So, M stands for mu. So, all these 5 types of antibodies, they are present in the blood in this proportion. IgG 70 to 75%, IgM approximately 10%, IgA 10 to 15%, IgD less than 1%, IgE it is less than 0.001%. This is the amount of circulating the immunoglobulin isotypes. These immunoglobulins derive these names because of their electrophoretic properties. When they are subjected to the serum subjected to electrophoresis, depending on their electrophoretic movements, these are named like this. So, this all these cartoons, they just show the the functioning of these different types of the different isotype. So, see this the IgG, it is passing from the maternal to the fetal blood circulation. See how exactly through the placenta, this is placenta, through the placenta, the placental cells, they engulf and they release this to the fetal circulation. So, see the functioning of the IgE. IgE, it is the one, it is with the mast cell. So, whenever there is a allergen here it get into through the epithelium, get into the system, immediately you can see the IgE going to bind. This IgE, you can see it is recognized by the mast cell, and it is it is going to bring the inflammation reaction or allergic reaction by releasing histamines and other functioning. So, this is the how IgG going to the extracellular fluid. IgG is the smaller molecule, this is in the plasma. It can through the pores of the capillary, it can enter the extracellular fluid. This is cell and the fluid surround this extracellular fluid, and this is how dimeric, the IgA is a dimeric form. IgA from that is it can that is present in the milk. It is when the fetus or when the newborn sucks the milk, it can able to enter this fetal system, so the body of the neonate through this epithelial lining of the the gut, and it can enter the circulation of the child. So this is how the IgA. So these are how the in overview how they function. So this is the structure, how this is IgG you have studied. It has, there are the heavy chain constant 3 units you will find, and the IgA in a dimeric form you will find it is 1 unit and another unit, they held by a joining chain. It is called, it is the joining chain J shape, and this is what you can see, disulfide bond. It also has a secretory structure, secretory chain, and this is the IgD. This is IgE. It has got 4 the heavy chain constant domains. There are 4 units. You will find that this is a pentameric, a large molecule. This is IgM. IgM is a pentameric, 1, 2, 3 units you will find. They are held with the help of the disulfide bond. It is a pentameric. This is the the structure of these different immunoglobulins. Let us see the differences between these. This is IgG, IgM, IgA, IgE, IgD. Heavy chains here, you know that the gamma, mu, alpha, epsilon, delta. See constant heavy chain domains in the IgG3 here, IgM4, IgA3, IgE4 and IgD3. Antigen binding, you have studied, there are 2 binding sites for in the IgG molecule. There are 10 binding sites in the IgM. There are 4 binding sites in IgA, IgE, because it is a dimeric. This is a pentameric. So this IgE2, IgD2. Then the size, molecular weight, 150 kilodalton, 900 kilodalton, 385 kilodalton, 200 kilodalton, 180 kilodalton. The largest one IgM. So this is what I showed already, the percent of this immunoglobulin present in the serum. Then you will find which crosses the placenta, IgG only, the one which crosses placenta, and the which alert the complement system, IgG, IgM and IgA can alert the complement system. What is the half life? The half life means the total number of the IgG get reduced into half in how many days? It is the long living is IgG, IgM 5 days, IgA 6 to 8 days, IgE 2 days, IgD 3 days. Then present in the membrane of the mature B cell. B cell can have this immunoglobulin so that it can easily able to find out the antigen. Only the B cell having in its membrane, it is only IgM and IgD. Then the fragment crystallize Fc of this in IgG, this portion is called Fc. So the Fc binding to phagocytes in the case of IgG. In the case of IgE, it can bind to IgE fragment crystallize this portion, this portion can bind to mast cell and basophil. Those present in the milk, that is IgG and IgA present in the milk, and they are the one, they are going to bring the newborn the immunity, the initial immunity. So these are in detail about their function. So we have studied what are the functions of the IgG. So coming to the IgM, the primary response and it is the first to immunoglobulin synthesized after exposure to an antigen, the first two. That's why it brings the primary response. It activates complement system and it binds the B cell receptor. These are produced naturally without antigenic stimulation also. So what is the nature of the blood antigen? Antigen A, antigen B, which is responsible for the compatibility of the blood group A, blood group B. So these are nothing but they are in the nature of Ig. These antibodies, they are present in the blood antigen. They are antibodies, they are of IgM. Then the IgA is occurs in the monomeric form or else in the dimeric form, polymeric form. So they protects the mucosal surface, the surfacial epithelium from the bacteria, viruses and protozoa. They occurs in the gastrointestinal, nasopharyngeal, urinogenital tracts and also in the saliva, milk, sweat. So they protect the mucosal membrane from the attack of bacteria and the viruses, so that the bacteria, viruses from the nasal passage or from the gastrointestinal passage, they cannot get into the system because of the the IgA. IgE, immunoglobulin, so they are responsible for the allergic reactions, you can see. So pollen grains allergy, or else they are produced for parasitic infection. So they are produced in response to the parasitic infections or else allergic disease, and by high affinity towards the receptors of the mast cells and the basophils. IgD, they are the B cell receptors, they function as B cell receptors and they have a role in B cell development, differentiation, activation, and they agglutinate diphtheria toxoids and nuclear antigens. So these are the functions of the IgD. We have studied the functions of the IgG in our last video. So how about what are the types of antigen antibody reaction? So the role of antibodies in the defense mechanism. So the antigens and the antibodies, they combine in a specific manner with each other, and this interaction between them is called antigen antibody reaction. So what are what exactly this antigen antibody binding or reaction leading to immune responses? So these antibodies defend body against invading foreign particles by two ways. One is direct attacking the invader, or else activating non-specific immune reactions. How they directly attack the invader? They may agglutinate or precipitate soluble antigenic molecules. Thereby, these antigenic molecules will be seen to the, or will be recognized by the monocytes or other immune cells, and they just phagocytize. Then they facilitate, they bring the opsonization reaction or phagocytosis reaction. The antibody bind and facilitate the phagocytosis by the macrophage. Antibodies bind and neutralize the toxic effect of the antigenic molecules. They bind to the virus, and so that virus cannot bind to the host cell for its multiplication. Thereby it inactivates a virus or bacteria. By activating complement system, there is a complement system, it can able to bring the lysis of, or it can able to bring a hole in the cell of the bacteria or virus, or destroy the virus or bacteria or microbes by this complement system. It is a enzyme system, or you can see this immune system that is that get alerted. By non-specific response, by tagging the microbe, the antibody tagging the microbe is affected cell, which acts as a signal for neutrophils and monocytes to phagocytize such cells. Then activating basophils to release histamines, and which immobilize antigenic molecules, or else activating the enzymes of the antigen. You can see the inactivating the enzymes of antigen, that is bacterial enzymes get inactivated, or viruses, so that they cannot be multiplied. So this is how exactly the neutralizing or blocks viral sites or the coat the bacteria. It is antibody will coat the bacteria so that bacteria cannot bind the host cell, it get inactivated. Similar manner virus, because of the antibody binding, it coat the virus and inactivate the virus. Or else by agglutinating, the several bacteria get agglutinated because of the binding of these the different antibodies, so that they get noticed by the circulating macrophages or neutrophils, so they get digested. Precipitating the soluble antigens, so that when they bind they precipitate these antigenic molecules. Or else activating complement system, so the viral infected or microbe infected cells carrying this antibody get noticed by the complement molecules, so this complement molecules make a hole in that the cell which is the bacterial cells, or else the cell affected by the virus. So this is enhances the phagocytization. So this opsonization we have studied. Or else it leads to the complement, it bring the hole in the bacterial cell, so the bacterial cell lies out. See, this is all these how antigen antibody reaction. So direct attack on the invader or neutralizing an antigen. Neutralizing antibody can bind to an antigen, forming an antigen antibody complex which will inactivate or neutralize antigen molecules or antigen antigenic pathogen. This is how toxins from the bacteria can be neutralized, how cell can prevent a viral antigen from binding to a body cell, thereby preventing the infection. Then facilitating phagocytize or else opsonization. This is what you can see. This is the macrophage. So this is the pathogen. So the antibody binding will be, the macrophage will recognize that and engulf it and it phagocytize it. This is called opsonization. So the opsonization is a process of coating the pathogen with the antibodies to enhance the phagocytosis reaction by the macrophage. Then activating complement system. Complement is a group of plasma proteins made by the liver, and they are inactive in the circulating in the body, and antigen antibody complex triggers the series of reaction which activates these enzyme proteins. Some of these activated proteins can cluster together to form a pore. They make a hole in the channel and that is in the insert into the microbes plasma membrane and bring the lysis or rupture of the microbial cell. So the complement proteins can cause chemotaxis, inflammation and all these reactions. You can see this by activating complement system. Then agglutination, you can see the bacterial cell. So the bacterial cell get agglutinated by the binding of the, you can see IgM, this is IgM binding agglutinated. So that makes easier by phagocytic cells to ingest them and phagocytize. So this causes the bacteria to clump together in the process called agglutination. So this will be easier for phagocytic cells to recognize it. So then you can see by activating non-specific immune responses, tagging the microbe or microbe affected cells, which acts as a signal for neutrophils and monocyte to phagocytize such cell. You will find how exactly the natural killer cell or a T lymphocyte can able to see the you can see antibody tagged or infected cell and they phagocytize. Or degranulation process. This is the degranulation process, means release of immune mediators or cytokines or secretory granules from the cytoplasm of the granulocytes, neutrophils, basophils, eosinophils, mast cells, activating the basophils to release histamines which immobilize antigenic molecules. So these are the mechanism, non-specific mechanism, inactivating the enzymes of the antigen, that is the bacteria and virus. So these are all the mechanism of antigen antibody reaction. They can able to succeed the any infection. So this is how we get immunity against invading pathogens, so that we are not going to suffer from the infections. So that's why we have to keep a good immune system, so that we will be protected always. So the brain study links negative emotions and lowered immunity. So when we feel low, negative emotions in us lowers our immunity. So the cells in your body react to everything that your mind says. So negativity brings down your immune system. Dear students, always be positive and stay safe and stay secured, having a strong immune system. Thank you.